on the show, you were on for how many seasons?
Of
On
Empire?
Empire?
One.
One season. Okay, right. You get killed at the end. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet. Um, did you and Jesse? Did you guys have a relationship?
We did. Jussie, all the young actors on the show, Soraya, Jussie, Bashir, I always look at them as like my little siblings. Jussie was a big fan of New York Undercover. And although he grew up in a TV family, he hadn't done a ton of stuff. He did the Mighty Ducks. He did the other show when he was a kid. And so I would take, like, especially when we first started, sometimes Lee would ask me and sometimes I would do it on my own because it's just the way I am. Pull him to the side, run lines with him, work with them, especially Soraya and Bashir because they had no TV experience. And so even Grace, who's now married to Trey, people who didn't understand the technical aspects, like no, stand here because you're blocking light, or know what lenses were on, or just know any of the technical stuff, and also the internal work of the actor, and have no problem working with them to get the best possible performance out of them. So my experience with Jussie was someone who was hungry and wanted to make a difference in the world and contribute. And so if you're going to ask about any of this nonsense that's happened, I have no clue, no comment about it. The only thing I know is that the person that I know, that I worked with, and who I kept in contact with, was someone who reminded me a lot of myself, who always talked about wanting to use his position to make a difference, a positive difference in the world. And so I'm not sure what went awry with that.
Was it true that you, I guess, accidentally outed him publicly for being gay, or no?
No, it's not true. But, internet has no chill. So,
Right.
the show itself is about people backstabbing and fighting for power and disrespecting each other and lying. And I think that energetically, a lot that has happened around the show is reflective of the intention of the show. So on a vibrational level, I was never comfortable working on that show. And that happened gradually because there's something about, if you're an intuitive and if you work on spirit realm and you understand what's really going on, it's not about what you're telling me. It's not about what you look like. It's about what I feel when I'm in your presence. And more importantly is what I feel when I'm not in your presence. How do I feel when I leave your presence? And that's how you know when you're in the right space. When you're with people and in environments, when you leave, you still feel encouraged, you feel inspired, you know you're in the right place. When you're in an environment where you're questioning, I hear what they're saying, but that's not what I'm feeling. And so for me, it's very hard to be in environments where vibrationally in my heart chakra, which I trust, and I trust my third eye, that something's awry. And I didn't know what it was. Couldn't put my finger on it. And so when it came to, and I explained this, this shit's online about, wasn't outing anybody. It was about talking about my little brother and his role in being an advocate for people who are like him. And those are conversations we had before the show aired. And I would say, are you prepared to be that guy? Just like I'm doing this reboot of New York Undercover right now. There's 4 actors on the show who have never had a TV series before. And I have the same conversations with them. Are you prepared to lose your anonymity? Are you prepared to lose your innocence? Because once this thing is going, it's bigger than you. So you have to be sure that you're grounded in something that is your truth, because you can't be swayed by the fame, by the attention, by the adoration. And if you're not in it for the right reason, you will suffer. And to me, the only reason to do this work is to, like I said, to be of service.
Well, when you first got on the show, was it already established from day one that you're getting killed off in the,
No, in
in
fact,
the
I was
first
told
season?
the exact opposite.
Aha.
Yeah, and so
So
that confirmed what I'd been feeling. So,
Okay.
but it makes good material for my one-man show.
Right. So what you're saying is you came on the show as a
You
long-term,
sign a contract, and the
multi-season
contract
role.
says you're gonna, it's a 5-year contract
Aha.
when you sign the show. So
But
it's
as you start halfway through the season or whatever,
not even
they
halfway.
switch.
No, not halfway through the
Okay.
season. No, 2 weeks before it happened, I was told exactly the opposite. I found out days before we shot the scene.
Okay. Because, as we did research, I guess there were strange rumors around you were difficult to work with. There was a drug use rumor and so forth, which ultimately I guess wasn't true. But it seemed like things got kind of ugly over there.
I'm giving you the side eye right now.
Oh, that's the side eye?
Yeah, because what's the value in going back 5 years on some bullshit? Now I want to know what the value for you is, because there's no value for me. So,
Got it.
yeah.
Well, like I said, it turned out to be a false rumor. This is why I'm addressing it.
Yeah, there's no need to retrace those steps.
Are you ultimately good with the various members on Empire?
I am God's
after
child,
you
brother.
left?
Listen to me. And you never have to ask me this question before about anybody. I have no enemies. I love everyone. That's why I agreed to do your interview. I don't know you. This
Right.
isn't mainstream media. You want it to be, right? You want this to be as big and as successful as you want it to be. So you had been reaching out to me for some time, and it wasn't until we actually saw each other in an art show that we saw each other face to face. And I was like, oh, that's you. And I said to you, let's make it happen, because this is important to you. This is your dream. So it's important to me to support your dream. I want to see you win. I want to see everybody win. So I'm good with everyone at all times. And that's my role. I live in the world as a bodhisattva.